Hey birds, my name is Glibwings, and welcome back to another episode of MegaMan X7. In the last episode, we took on Battleship and its boss, Splash Warfly, and it was interesting. So was the cutscene. And in this episode, we're going to be taking on Tunnel Base and its boss, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, the combo I have is actually pretty good, actually, for this fight. So like I said, I'm pretty much sticking with X from now on. We'll pretty much be going from there. We don't really need to use Axel. We can, but we don't really need to. So let's get into it. So we're gonna be dealing with mechanical kangaroo. That'll be our next boss fight here. I really like this level. It gives like a sort of like underground secret agent sort of vibe with this level. It's one thing I really like about this level. Yes, I can hear you just fine. So we'll take out you and we'll take out you. Alright. Now the thing I like about this level is you get to use these things. Now there are two types of these things. There's the blue one and there is a red one. So it's basically like, yeah, you get to control a mech, and it's really cool. These things can die really easily, so just be careful when you're using them. And they have a lot of cool abilities. Now, the thing I don't like about using this one is that with its missiles, which you use with X, I mean, it's triangle, rather, they'll auto-aim, and sometimes they'll try to shoot through a wall, and they won't stop aiming at that one spot when clearly there's a wall in the front of it, and you can't get to where you need to be. So, let's go ahead and get you. Don't know what your name is. Take out you guys. Boom. A boom. And let's save Graham. Graham! Gotcha. And I'm trying to save as many Reploods as I can. Not that I actually really need to, but, you know. Alright, and now we're faced with this thing. So, let's take out... Oh, okay, never mind. Sometimes when you aim at something, it'll shoot at something completely different, so that's another thing. So, yeah. Just be mindful of that, I guess. Alright, we gotta save Dan. Yo, Dan. I saved you. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Missile you. And we're gonna save you. I still don't know their names, but whatever. Boom. And we're gonna go here. So, if you keep walking, nothing will happen, but all you have to do is stand still and you'll go to the next part. Not sure why I felt like that was necessary to explain, but I don't know. Maybe it might help. Anyway.
Ready?
I'm definitely ready. Now, with this stage, I want to talk about this stage briefly. I recommend exploring this entire stage, especially if you're looking for Reploids, because not only will you find Reploids, but you also find the second machine that we get, which is this pink machine. Be careful with it, because it can die pretty easily, but it is definitely worth your time to have this thing, because, you know, it's just worth your time. Now, one thing I do want to explain, this green water is poisonous. You can go in it for brief moments at a time, as long as you're okay with taking damage. I also like how I just hang on. I just hang on by just one thread there. Anyway, so we're gonna get Jules. We're gonna get Michael. Yeah, mostly you want to just explore this room because there's Reploids in here that you'll want to get. So we're gonna actually go on top of here. What the? There's a fly. This thing. Okay, we're gonna get Ken. Sorry, there's a fly. And we're gonna get Walter. So these are the only ones that are really in the green water. If you use the machine, it should be good to go. So you want to get Al and Walter using the machine. So that's all fine and dandy. And we're gonna go over here. And there is nothing in here. Okay. Good enough, I guess. And we'll take out you. Now you want to keep this machine as long as you can, because it definitely does really help with a lot of parts. There are parts where it doesn't help, and on those parts you just don't want to use it, but still. Anyway.
Ready?
Yeah, this part is a little bit difficult, so we'll get Oliver. Now for this part, I don't think I'd recommend using the machines to get the little guys, but definitely use it for this part, because it will definitely help. Just try to make the machine last as long as possible. You get to see this machine twice, I believe. So for this part, what you want to do is you just want to take out the little guys next, because they'll kind of be a nuisance. Carlos. I don't think I've ever seen that Reploid before. Alright, now... Actually, no. For this part... Actually... Hold on. No. For this part, you mainly just want to focus on just using 0 without the machine. Or just X. You know what? Whatever works, guys. Really, whatever works. Okay, so now, next level. So for this, I'm actually just going to focus on using 0, just so that I can conserve the machine. The machine does help for a lot of these parts, but using 0 for this part also helps. We're going to get Lee. Come back here. Come back. There we go. Alright, so I believe... Okay, 2 more spiders. Yeah, the reason... Well, yeah, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory that you don't want to use the machine for spiders because they're too low to the ground. You mainly just want to use them for the big guys. I believe that's all there is for this part, so that's good to go. So let's take her over to where we need to be next. Yeah. I believe during this section of the stage, the part we just beat, that one door that just opens automatically is the only time that a door does this in this game, or at least these specific doors. I'm not sure if that really made sense. Okay, so for this part, you don't want to use the machine at all. You want to just leave it alone and just take out the ones that say target. And I'll show you why you want to do this in a little bit. But before we start taking out the machines, I want to show you guys something, and it's up top here. Actually, we're gonna get Keith. Actually, we don't even have to go very far to find it. Here it is. So here's the area where the second life sub-tank is. So let's collect it. So now we officially have... Oh, this one's partially full. Okay, we'll fill our health a little bit. So yeah, so now we got the second life sub-tank. So the first one is in Battlefield, and the second one is in this level that we're in. I can't remember the name of the level right now. I think it's Tunnel Base. So yeah, so now we got an energy tank, and we got 2 life sub-tanks. Usually, like I said, you want 2 because it definitely does help to have 2. You can get away with 1 or none if you really want to go hardcore with this game. But I recommend 2 because it really helps for boss battles, especially knowing that they get harder. So anyway, that's all there is to that. So let's go ahead and take out these guys. So what you want to do is you want to keep taking out these machines that say target until it gives you a number. And specifically, you want to keep going until you get that number down to 1 target remaining. Once you have 1 target remaining, you want to grab your machine and you want to get back into it. And I will explain that in due time. But for now, let's just focus on taking them out. So, take you out. I think we're getting pretty close now. Alright. Another one. Alright, looking good. Alright. Alright. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Okay. Alright, so we got 5 targets remaining. Also, we are going to die. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch over to X for this next part here and just start taking out the machine. So now that we got a target remaining, you want to go until there's only one target remaining. Once you get that message, hop back into the machine and I will explain why you want to do that. So 2. Come on, shoot him. Shoot him. Alright, so now we have one. So we want to go looking for our machine now. We want to hop back into it. Now I will go ahead and explain why you want to use the machine for this part, specifically. The reason you want to use the machine is because after this part is over with, you will be taken to the boss battle. Now, if you do not use the machine at all, now if you don't use the machine for the last finishing up part of just taking out the machines, you will not get to use the machine for the boss battle. The machine really does help, so if you get into the machine and use it for the last part, you will get the machine for the boss battle. If you do not hop into the machine and just take them out without the machine, you will not get the machine. The reason I suggest using the machine is because it helps. I said the machine so much in that sentence. Anyway, my point still remains. It helps. Anyway, boss battle. It really does help, though. Especially for the first part.
Destroy! 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 Look at me! Look at me! I'm king of the mountain!
Stop it! Stop it right there!
Yep, that sounds like X. Always had enough of violence.
Do you know how hard we worked to rebuild this world?
Shut up! Don't order me around, you pile of scrap metal!
Dang, those are fighting words.
Shoot, looks like there's no choice but to fight.
Yep, that is X for you in a nutshell. Last resort fighting. Okay, so for this boss battle, there are two phases. There is machine phase, and there is the last phase. So the last phase, I will admit, is actually pretty hard. The first phase is actually the easiest part of this entire thing. So what you want to do is you want to use the machine for the first part to speed things up. And then for the second phase, you want to get out of your machine, or at least... Actually, no, you don't want to get out of your machine for the second phase. If you get the machine up until the second phase, what you want to do is you want to keep the machine as long as you can, just to do as much damage as you can without the machine. So yeah, just kind of keep going until, of course, yeah, we die. So anyway, so now that he's in the second phase, you want to switch over to X, and you just want to shoot him. Any chance that you get to shoot him. Now, when you hear something, yeah, like that. When you hear triangle kick, dash out of the way as soon as you can. This is why I love the dash features, because you can dash out of the way just in time for certain attacks, especially when he dashes forward at you. So when you hear triangle kick, dash out of the way. As soon as you hear the word triangle, even on the word try, just dash out of the way. Just kind of dash. Just if you see him coming towards you, try like dash off to the side, or like try to just dash out of the way as much as you can. Actually, no. When you dash, you will dash completely out of the way, which is really nice. The dash feature is so precise. It's wonderful. So, that's all there is to really explain about that. This fight is not too hard. I used to struggle a lot with this fight. I still kind of do, because I still have pretty slow methods for taking him out, but still. But yeah, you want to make good use of running and dashing for the most part. No. No upper. May have to do this fight again, but we'll see. Yeah, you just want to dash as much as you can when you need to. Usually just one dash is good enough when you're trying to get out of the way of something. Alright, so we got him to the halfway point, so he's pretty mad. He's not really happy with us, so... I believe if I'm correct... Yeah, Giga Crash is charged, so we'll be able to actually successfully Giga Crash him at the very end of this fight. Which is really nice. Sometimes when he dashes forward at you, you're already out of the way, which is really nice. So, that's a really nice thing. Also, when he gets to the halfway point, he'll start doing that again. So, be mindful of that. Yeah, he'll do that more often. But it's kind of nice when he just stands still, because if you get him off to the side, then you'll be able to attack him nicely. Nicely. I don't know if there's a nice way to attack. Anyway. Alright, so we almost got him to a point where we can Giga Crash him. Just about. I'm gonna give it a little bit more. A little more. Alright. I think if we were to Giga Crash him, we would get away with it. Oh. Oh, frick. Darn. Yeah. We're gonna Giga Crash him. There we go. Yeah, usually when it's about like that much health, maybe even a little bit more, or like about like that, you can Giga Crash him and it should be fine. If you are to Giga Crash and you have it at this point. If you don't, then just keep following the routine I was kind of going with. And you should take him out in due time. Anyway, we get this. Just explosion. I don't find it relatively all that useful, but, you know, it's whatever. There's a lot of weapons I don't find very useful that you get. But yeah. It's pretty cool, I guess. If you want to use it, you can, but I don't know. Man, everything is matching. This is actually... Wait, I don't think this is a first, but still, everything's matching. 1342, 1342, and 1342 for everything. Wow. That is really something. And we didn't rank up again. Okay, so we got Otis, which really sounds like a dog's name. So there's a robot dog. That is another dog. Jules. I really love that name. Jules. Yo, Jules. It's a cool name. We got Dan, Graham, Ken, Faye. We got Gordon, Lee, Carlos, Oliver. Oliver is an interesting name. Anyway. So we got Faye and Michael. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and save. Save the game. I like to save. Yes. Cool. Alright, let's head back. Stage select, and we'll watch another cutscene. Which I believe this one's a little bit longer than the other ones.
You see that? This is what one can do with DNA data.
Amazing. I had no idea that DNA data could provide so much power. You're incredible.
Dang.
Well, I hope I've proven my abilities to you. But this is only the beginning. If you give me the chance, I can make you invincible.
Invisible?
What? You mean I could be even stronger?
Just jokes.
Absolutely. But in order to do so, we'll need the mouse that ran away. He must collect more data, and then I will make you the strongest hunters that ever lived.
But that won't work. He'll never come back. We've set him free. And as for our power, we have quite enough. I thank you truly. But we already are undefeatable.
You don't need any more power, huh? Well, that can be true in your case. But he still has an unfinished job.
Unfinished, eh?
What's that supposed to mean? An unfinished job?
There is vital data still missing. The most powerful Reploid data is not yet in my hand.
You used us. And Axel? We've had enough of this. We won't search for him for you. And we won't attack any more innocent Reploids. Not one!
Yeah. This next scene, though.
Well, I'm disappointed in you. I thought you'd be a bit more useful. But let's do this democratically.
I love that when he says democratically. You know when you do it democratically, it's something.
What's wrong, guys? What are you doing? You! What have you done to my pals?
Oh, consider it payment for the power-ups I gave you. Well, what'll it be? If you don't follow my orders, they'll never return to normal. Get Axel back, along with X's data.
Red is not pleased. It's at that moment that you realize that Red is not really the worst guy out of all of them. It's this new guy that Red is now associating with, who's kind of like the issue. And I'll be giving his name away in due time, but not right away. But anyway, guys, that has been the episode, and yeah, that cutscene is really something else. Cutscenes just kind of get darker and darker as you go. But anyway, like I said, that's been the episode. So next episode, we're going to be heading over to Lava Factory. Now, this is what I would consider the hardest level out of all the levels. Every other level kind of feels like a breeze. Of course, some of them feel intermediate. But this level I consider to be one of the harder levels. Or one of the hardest levels. But anyway, next episode we're going to be heading over to Lava Factory, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and as always guys, if you liked the video, hit the like window, play hard, take flight, Glibwings out.
Racist.
Equality.
Perspective.